Hello, and welcome to Leveraging Marketo Engage to Scale Your Business. I am your host, Amber Manzo. I'm a certified Marketo expert with 5+ years of marketing automation experience working in multiple professional and successful business-to-business organizations. I have led implementations of new Marketo instances with Salesforce in the past and have been the main Marketo admin running the full day-to-day operations of Marketo to support our marketing teams, initiatives, and KPIs. I have a huge passion for Marketo as I see firsthand the magic of what it can accomplish. Working in Marketo is truly rewarding because it can make other people's jobs easier when set up properly and utilized for its fullest functionalities, which drives to more leads, better reporting, and more revenue and awareness for your business. Today we will be talking with Barbara McDowell, a senior marketing automation manager with Marrian Decisions. Barbara is a veteran in the marketing automation space and has worked with B2B and B2C clients across many verticals, including tech, financial, healthcare, and higher ed, just to name a few. As a 5-time Marketo certified expert and Marketo certified solutions architect, he has spent countless hours working hands-on in Marketo and training others.
Amber, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm really excited to be here with you today to talk about Marketo and how it can be leveraged to scale business. When preparing for today's call, I found myself thinking about houses and how what we want in a home changes as we mature. For me, it started out with wanting a cool apartment downtown close to where the nightlife was. Then it transitioned into a larger home with room for a growing family. And as I get older, I'm already starting to think that one day I will likely want to transition to a single-level home to minimize the need for going up and down the stairs. Just like with a house, when a company first starts using Marketo, their needs and wishes for the system can change dramatically as the business matures in marketing automation. Also similar is the importance of a strong foundation. With Marketo's scalability built into the platform and its many and varied integration options available, it's a natural fit to be at the center of your marketing stack. Leveraging Marketo as the system of record and source of truth allows you to have a central hub for integrations for all the different technologies that you not only need today, but for the future as well. This will ensure that all the systems are talking and working together seamlessly. In addition to building a strong foundation, it is important to focus on building scalable processes. These types of processes should cover everything from thoughtfully capturing and collecting data, such that your database stays clean and viable, to clearly defining your lifecycle stages, and how to align your content to those stages so that you are always delivering the right message at the right time. The beauty of Marketo is that it can take you from their easy-to-use email send programs with their 4-step approach to quickly sending out an email, to tokenized program templates for quickly spinning up new marketing campaigns, to the most complex nurture strategies, robust lead lifecycle programs, advanced scoring, and really beyond.
What would you say is the key to scale?
Well, I think that the phrase, think big, start small, and move quickly sums up the key to scale beautifully. In other words, the best results usually come from getting started with what you have today while keeping your larger aspirations in mind, and then incrementally investing over time to move up the curve. In my opinion, one of the best ways to do this is by having a center of excellence, or COE. COEs provide a single source of truth to help govern processes across your organization and highlights your company's best practices in Marketo. COEs should be built out by a Marketo expert and contain information on naming conventions as well as program templates to be utilized across the team, including your new users, so that way you can ensure the consistency and accuracy, as well as, of course, greatly increasing scalability. Center of Excellence, COE. This can be built out in a separate workspace within your instance or in a dedicated folder. Here you can see an example of a COE built within a dedicated folder. As you are setting up your COE, it is important to utilize your organization's agreed upon naming convention, especially when building out your program templates. That way, when a marketer comes into the COE to start a new program, they will be able to select the correct template for their program type, clone it, and automatically have all the best practices for that program as a starting point, and naturally adopt the correct naming conventions. In addition to program templates, you're going to want to include programs and smart campaigns for quick reference for all of your repeatable processes.
In addition to a COE, for companies that are considering making the investment in marketing automation or switching platforms, what do you think are some of the key features in Marketo that could help give an organization a competitive advantage?
I have worked with many companies in the implementation phase of Marketo, and once everything is set up and customized to their specific needs, the first thing that I like to do, as I mentioned before, is create that COE and set up their program templates. By having program templates at the ready to clone, it makes it a breeze for marketers to spin up new marketing campaigns quickly with all the best practices for their program in place. Program templates. Here is an example of a program template for a webinar program. As you can see, it includes all of the program level folders needed to keep a program organized along with all the assets that are needed to set up a program. The assets for this template includes emails, lists, landing pages, forms, as well as the smart campaigns, and finally all of the relative reports. As mentioned, program templates are a great way to enforce naming conventions and best practices. It also makes it very easy to make changes as business needs shift and change. You can make the needed changes in the templates, and then any programs created after that via cloning of the templates will automatically have all the latest and greatest best practices. All of this, combined with the speed and efficiency for marketing users, makes the time to set up your COE and program templates well worth the time. One of my favorite features of Marketo is the My Token. Honestly, I just love them. I could spend a lot of time on just this one topic alone. But for our purposes today, let's focus in on the most basic use of the My Token. It can be used to create a variable that is set at the program or campaign folder level that can then be used across your assets. So for example, let's talk about an event program. Events have many common variables across them, right? So you have your event title, the date, start and finish time, speakers, just to name a few. With events, you also have many different assets associated with them. You need your landing page to capture your registrations, as well as a thank you page. You also need a slew of emails, including your invites, a confirmation, reminders. Typically, you have multiples of those, and then finally your follow-up emails. So it's easy to get up to 10 or more assets for any given event. And all of these assets are going to be referencing some or all of those variables I mentioned previously. This is where the use of My Tokens comes in beautifully. You can set a token for each of those variables and then reference that token across your many assets within the program template. Then, when it's time to set up a new program, all you need to do is clone your program template, update the token in the Setup tab of your new program, and that's it. You have a fully customized event program set up and ready to use in about 5 to 10 minutes. And add that with the power of event platform integrations, and you have a highly scalable solution for all your events going forward.
That is some serious time savings. Without the use of program shells and tokens, you are easily looking at many hours to get something like that set up and operational. Here is an example of some tokens for a webinar program. As you can see,
These are all local tokens, meaning that they were created and set on the program itself. You can also set up tokens at a campaign folder level, and all those programs within that campaign folder will automatically inherit those tokens. Tokens are a great way to replace pieces of information that are referenced multiple times across your assets. Instead of needing to go in and update multiple assets, all the updates needed are centrally located within the tokens section, making updates a breeze.
Is there another feature of Marketo that can be leveraged for some quick wins?
Quick wins, yes. I would say period cost and custom tags. These are features that I see too often ignored and virtually take no time to implement. By including the period cost, you're able to effectively measure ROI, which will provide you with the insights to know what works and what doesn't, and help to steer your decision for future marketing spends. Likewise, adding in custom tags to your programs takes less than 2 minutes and allows you the opportunity to slice and dice your data on the back end, making the data collected even more actionable and impactful. Adding a period cost is as simple as dragging on the period cost variable to your canvas within the program settings. Complete the month the cost was incurred, the amount, and a note on what the cost was for, and you are all set. Again, if you want to measure ROI within Marketo, you need to add a period cost to all of your programs. In addition to setting period cost, in the settings, you can also select and set different custom tags that are set up within your instance. Here are a couple of examples of custom tags. One is to identify the offer, and the other is to identify the program owner. As you can see, when setting up your custom tags, you have the option of which types of programs these tags will apply to. So if you have some tags that would only apply to your event programs, for example, you can set that only be available within those types of programs. You also have the option to mark any of your custom tags as required, which can then enforce the use of those tags that are the most important to you and that you want to collect every time. When thinking about custom tags that you may want to add to your instance, think about how you would like to slice and dice your data on the back end. Is there something that is not field data related? Setting up a custom tag for it can be a game changer for your reporting efforts.
Yes, being able to report on ROI and the power for more robust reporting would definitely be a win for any organization. Earlier, you mentioned collecting data in a way to preserve the integrity of your database. What would you say are some strategies for this?
Yes. In our pursuit of actionable data and avoiding the old adage of dirty data in, dirty data out, it is important that we do all that we can upfront to control this. One easy way to keep your data clean is to utilize drop-down menus whenever possible on Marketo forms. This way you can control the values coming into your database. This is great for questions like country, state, job roles, and really any other fields that you can define using a set of possible values for the user to select from. Another strategy is to utilize hidden fields on your forms. These hidden fields can be used to capture UTM values, as well as set key indicator fields like lead source and product interest.
For our more seasoned marketing automation practitioners and those just wanting to learn more advanced features, what features of Marketo do you see as the key for implementing an automated and streamlined process?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is the creation and adoption of a revenue model, leveraging lead scoring to help move highly qualified leads from marketing to sales with the highest velocity possible. When building out a model, it's really important that we work closely both with sales and the marketing teams so that we can clearly articulate the different stages, the SLAs associated for those handoffs, along with aligning the incentives between sales and marketing based on measurable results. Building out a closed-loop revenue cycle model within analytics can definitely take some time, especially to get it right, but it is so valuable. On this model, you can see the success path going left to right along the green line. Below the green line are your detours and dead ends. So for example, looking at our example model here, ideally, someone would move from lead to sales lead directly. However, sales may identify that a lead is actually not ready to be actively worked by sales yet and may need to be sent back to marketing for some additional nurturing. Or they could identify that the lead is not qualified and mark them as disqualified in the system. If all goes well, the person would go from a lead to a sales lead and ideally to an opportunity and then finally to a closed one. By creating a revenue model and a corresponding program to manage it, you can not only collect data along the cycle to help measure and make tweaks to transitions and SLAs to fine-tune your model. Another Marketo feature that goes hand in hand with not only revenue model, but really all aspects of marketing to the consumer is the engagement program. Nurturers provide a way to deliver helpful and relative content in an automated fashion. I recommend many different tracks across multiple engagement programs so that the content delivered can align to where a person is within the buying journey and even post-purchase to capitalize on the aspect of retention and cross-sell capabilities. I also love to utilize Waking the Dead nurtures and these can be used to get the attention of people in your database that haven't interacted with your brand for a while, allowing you to identify those that are still interested, or just as importantly, identify those that are old and uninterested and ready to be purged from your database.
This is all great information and so valuable, but what if a company wants to leverage these tactics but doesn't have the resources to implement them?
Amber, I'm so glad you asked this question. I see this a lot, particularly now as budgets are getting ever tighter and internal resources are getting spread thinner and thinner. I would recommend taking advantage of Marrina Decisions managed services. Marrina Decisions' main pillar is their campaign execution team. We have the ability to scale up and down with our clients to fit their ever-changing needs. We employ highly skilled consultants that can not only help build and launch programs, but also lead the charge on implementing best practices and strategies for the most complex of migrations, optimizations, and campaign execution. Going back to the think big, start small, and move quickly principle, working with Marrina Decisions provides companies the bandwidth to actually move quickly and make great strides as they move up the curve, much quicker and easier than they would otherwise.
That is some great advice. Well, we are just about out of time today, but I wanted to thank you for talking with us today and providing these amazing insights on how leveraging Marketo Engage can help scale business.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.